The two vital issues enforcing a Mahr in New York. Port and Sava, attorneys at law. Many lawyers and judges are still learning how to bridge this civil-religious divide when enforcing the New York equitable distribution laws. At the heart of Islamic divorce law is the concept of the Mahr, or Mahr, also known as Mariah. This religious agreement entails an agreed-upon sum, which could be money, property, or gold coins, to be given to the wife in the event of a divorce. This agreement serves as a financial safety net for the wife, ensuring her economic stability post-divorce. In New York, these agreements can be legally binding contracts, often catching those involved in Islamic divorces by surprise. These agreements often become central to divorce negotiations, with parties sometimes seeking guidance from religious leaders in their mosque. When and how they are binding in a New York divorce depends on when, where, and how the agreement was created. If the agreement was executed in New York, it must be signed and notarized by the parties in the same manner as a deed for real property. The court stated that Mahr agreements, if in line with neutral legal principles, are constitutionally sound and enforceable as contractual obligations. New York courts recognize the enforceability of Mahr agreements, but not without complications. One court faced the challenge of an agreement executed in Iraq, but not formally recognized under New York law and hence was initially unenforceable. Since the agreement was not signed and notarized by New York law, the court found it unenforceable under New York law. However, because it was properly signed and executed in Iraq under Iraqi law, the court found that it could enforce the agreement under this principle of recognizing valid foreign agreements. Comedy. Some courts have had to consider the religious and cultural contexts of the Mariah to reach a fair decision, treating it as a distinct legal entity separate from typical prenuptial or postnuptial agreements. The neutral principles of law doctrine has been key in resolving disputes involving these agreements. This approach enables courts to apply established secular laws without delving into religious doctrines. Despite legal recognition, these agreements remain controversial and sometimes difficult to enforce. Critics argue they may inadvertently encourage divorce or separation by providing a settlement only in such events. Further, the laws regarding prenuptial agreements may also apply. The agreement cannot be enforced if obtained under duress, is manifestly unfair, or if fraud is involved. Courts have ruled that duress exists if the party was unaware of the Mahr or its specifics until the signing, or if he could not comprehend the negotiations due to language barriers. If a civil marriage precedes the religious ceremony where the Mahr is typically signed, this sequence can affect the agreement's enforceability. The evolving recognition of Mahr agreements in New York reflects an ongoing effort to balance religious freedom, contractual obligations, and public policy. Call Port and Sava for a free 15-minute telephone consultation, 516-352-29999.